And while visitors don't usually know how much moolah they'll walk away with after a trip to the Vegas Strip, the employees of the Cosmopolitan hit the jackpot at an appreciation buffet on Wednesday night.
Congratulations to every one of you.
Cosmopolitan CEO Bill McBeef surprising all 5,400 employees with $5,000 each.
And while visitors don't usually know how much moolah they'll walk away with after a trip to the Vegas Strip, the employees of the Cosmopolitan hit the jackpot at an appreciation buffet on Wednesday night. Congratulations to every one of you. Cosmopolitan CEO Bill McBeef surprising all 5,400 employees with $5,000 each. All right, so this is the word that killed almost everybody. And that's a good word to know. And there are two spellings, actually. We can spell it moolah and moolah. And actually, I know Marek spelled it with an H, and that's absolutely fine. Bill McBeef, that's the guy's name. And there's questions about S's. We'll talk about that. And while. I don't know why that caused so many problems. Let's listen.
And while visitors don't use. So
a couple things I can tell you. First of all, of course, the N kills the D. N is the strong sound. It kills the D. We talked about that the last couple lessons. So the D's gone. While, and I've talked about this in the past, so it's good to mention again. While, when we say it fast, almost always sounds like wow, wow, wow. Okay, and that's going to be a short O, something like that. Wow, wow. And while visitors don't usually. So while is the proper pronunciation, but almost always while. And while visitors don't usually know how much.
moolah they'll walk away with. Moolah they'll walk away with. Now, we talked about this one, too, this month, repeatedly. They'll, but almost always they'll. She will, she'll. He will, he'll. So in this case, they'll sounds like they'll. She'll sounds like she'll. He'll sounds like he'll. We'll sounds like will or wool. What else? I'll sounds like I'll. Okay, so it's that reduced pronunciation. So remember that. Perfect pronunciation, 2 syllables. I'll, we'll, she'll, he'll, they'll. It's da-da, da-da. It's a schwa syllable, the second one, right? But we reduce it into one, and they'll, she'll, he'll, will, I'll. Those are almost always what you will hear the native English speakers say. And that's the case here. Moolah, they'll walk away with. 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 After a trip to the Vegas Strip.
After a trip to the Vegas Strip. Vegas Strip, proper noun, actually. Okay. The employees of it's actually the Cosmopolitan, hit the jackpot, which is one word, hit the jackpot at an appreciation buffet. This is not a name, so we don't need capital letters here. At an appreciation buffet. This is a long A-Y. There's no T. It's French.
After a trip to the Vegas Strip, the employees of the Cosmopolitan hit the jackpot at an appreciation. So remember, buffet is the noun. So it's a preposition and a noun. And especially if it's a singular noun, we need an article. The, my, their, our, something, right? So at a buffet. But of course, in this case, appreciation and functioning as an adjective. So N, at an appreciation. We need to have an article with a single noun. Just remember that. If you have a single noun, and it's not a proper noun, you're going to want to have an article, a determiner, okay? Our, the, and, his, my, something like that. John's. You're going to have something that defines that noun a little bit more.
Hit the jackpot at an appreciation buffet on Wednesday night.
Congratulations to every one of you.
Every one of you. Now, that's a tricky one. Here it is, 2 words. Every one of you. So here's a question. Instead of every, because everyone, what's the difference here? So the best way to define it is to change the word every. Who can give me a different word? Okay, put your answer on box. And actually, there's a 3-word expression. Does anybody know you can just use 1 word, but there's also a 3-word expression too, okay? So let's see what kind of answers you guys come up with. Instead of every, there's a 3-word expression we could use, or we could just use 1 word, okay? Instead of every. So what can you find out? Now, let's go down here. Cosmopolitan CEO Bill McBeath. Now, there's no S here and there's no S here. So I want you to listen to that first. Cosmopolitan CEO Bill McBeath surprising.
Cosmopolitan CEO Bill McBeath surprising. Cosmopolitan CEO Bill McBeath surprising.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear there are no S's. Could we have an S here? Cosmopolitan's CEO Bill McBeath? Yes, we could. They didn't, but we could. Cosmopolitan. Now that would be a possessive. That's a possessive, right? That company's possessive. Okay, so that's possible. They didn't, but it's possible. CEO Bill McBeath. In this case, I think what the question was, are we missing an is? Yeah. Grammatically, that's acceptable because we're watching it as it is occurring. So I'll say yes. It would be better to say something like, here we can see Cosmopolitan CEO Bill McBeath, where he is surprising. That would be good to make it kind of a relative clause, where he is surprising. But my question that I want to ask you is there's no S here, and we could. That kind of goes both ways. But there's no S here either. And this is where my question is, why did they not use an is? Why did they go directly to surprising? Okay, I mean, grammatically, we really should have an is in there, right? So why did they not use is? So you got 2 questions here. This is a tough one, but we've answered this question in the past. So let's see what kind of answers you can give me. I'll give the answer tomorrow. So with no S's, Cosmopolitan CEO Bill McBeath surprising all.
Cosmopolitan CEO Bill McBeath surprising all 5,400 employees with $5,000 each.
Nice. 2 times. And while visitors, customers, gamblers don't usually know how much moolah, cash, money, they'll walk away with. So a good example would be if you listen to Richard's LTA. Richard took $200 and went to Macau, and he walked away with $300. But he took $200 and went to Las Vegas and walked away with $100. So Macau was good. He walked away with more money than he started with. But Las Vegas was bad. He walked away with less money than he started with. So no visitor, no gambler is going to know how much money they'll walk away with after a trip to the casino. But here, not just the casino, the Vegas Strip. And there's a picture in your glossary of the Vegas Strip. The Vegas Strip is a long road, and on that road, all the big, popular, huge, famous casinos. They're all there. They're all there. It's quite amazing. It's pretty interesting.
I've been to the Vegas Strip, and I think I've only been in 2 or 3 of the casinos. Yeah, there's a lot of casinos there, but I've only been in 2, maybe 3 casinos. I haven't been to the Pyramid. I actually want to go to the Pyramid, but I didn't go there. I don't even know the name. Anyway, the employees, so while visitors, you and me, don't know how much money we're going to win or lose after a trip to the Vegas Strip, the employees of the Cosmopolitan, that's a big casino on the Vegas Strip, hit the jackpot. They won a lot of money. They won a lot of money at an appreciation buffet. This is a dinner, a lunch, a buffet for the employees. Thank you very much, employees. You've been working very hard, so here's a free meal on Wednesday night. Not only a free meal, congratulations to every one of you. $5,000 to every single person. I asked you, instead of every, give me one word. Each one of you. And I also said, instead of every, give me 3 words. And this is what I was hoping to hear. Great job. And you guys gave it to me. Each and every one of you. Think like this. Everyone, one word, everyone is everyone as one group. Every one of you is everyone as one individual person. I want to talk to everyone. I want to talk to every one of you. Hey, John, how you doing? Hey, Mike, how you doing? Hey, Tom, how you doing? Okay, does that make sense? So everyone is the whole group as one. Everyone is everyone, but individually. Okay, I hope that makes sense.
And while visitors don't usually know how much moolah they'll walk away with after a trip to the Vegas Strip, the employees of the Cosmopolitan hit the jackpot at an appreciation buffet on Wednesday night.
Congratulations to every one of you.
Cosmopolitan CEO Bill McBeef surprising all 5,400 employees with $5,000 each. And while visitors don't usually know how much moolah they'll walk away with after a trip to the Vegas Strip, the employees of the Cosmopolitan hit the jackpot at an appreciation buffet on Wednesday night.
Congratulations to every one of you.
Cosmopolitan CEO Bill McBeef surprising all 5,400 employees with $5,000 each.